afternoon, and welcome back to Coffee with a Kick. I'm Zander, he's Kegan, and we're here for Matchday, what is this, 26? Review, a truncated selection of matches for this weekend, with there only being 8 during the weekend. Liverpool got their action out of the way early in the midweek, and then the Chelsea, because Liverpool and Chelsea played. Who won that one? I didn't actually look at that. Who won between Liverpool and Chelsea?
Liverpool won with pretty much their academy team.
Really?
And they won in extra time, I believe. The 118th minute goal.
Well, there you go. 118th minute goal by Liverpool's academy team to win that was the Carabao, right?
Yep, Carabao Cup
for
final.
The Carabao Cup. So good on Liverpool. They've got one trophy. We'll see if they can collect any others. But since they had that match on Sunday, they got the weekend. Well, whoever they were playing got the weekend off. Whoever was playing Chelsea got the weekend off. I'll eventually get my facts straight. It was Tottenham. Tottenham and Chelsea got the weekend off. No. Tottenham got the weekend off because Chelsea still played a game. My goodness, what a solid start to the episode. Anyway, we're gonna let's just roll into it because I'm obviously at the top of my game right now. So the first match for the weekend was my goodness. Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest. I guess I tried to smush them all together. This weekend, pretty good job by us. 5-3, both of us. We missed two of them together, and then we swapped on a different one. But for this one, we both got it correct. I thought it would be 2-0. You thought it would be 3-1. And it ended up being my goodness, Aston Villa's
What's
way.
Your language, mate? What's your language?
Yeah, Aston Villa's way with that victory there. Where'd he go? 4-2 over Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I mean, Nottingham, end of first half, beginning of second half, looked decent. I wouldn't say they looked great, but they did get 2 goals technically within minus 2 minutes of each other, if we're going 45 plus 5 and 48th minute, but c'est la vie. But then, Aston Villa, I never felt like they were going to lose the match. They still were the free-flowing team. Bailey had a nice strike there in the 61st. I mean, Douglas Luiz ought to have had a hat trick. He had a couple of free kicks there, 65th to 85th minute. Didn't take one, hit one into the wall. But, yeah, Aston Villa, I mean, they looked like they were back to their form. It could be deceiving, but it was a good game.
Yeah, it was Nottingham Forest. But, yeah, after that quick start that they got off to with the Ollie Watkins 4th minute, Nottingham made a game of it for a while, but once Leon Bailey got the 61st minute goal, it was that one kind of put the nail in the coffin because not only was it putting it up 4-2, it was also a really sloppy giveaway by Nottingham Forest that released Leon Bailey to get it in there. So it was not only the going down by 2 goals again, but it was the manner in which it occurred that kind of hurt even more than it would have otherwise. Still, Nottingham Forest, you can't hang your head too much because you did come back a little bit. But still, yeah, Aston Villa getting back into the swing of things, and we'll see if they can carry this through, see if they can keep some of that upward pressure there on the top 3. We'll have to see. To the next one, which you got exactly correct. Brighton and Everton draw 1-1. In the end, a gutsy draw by Brighton after the 81st minute where they got a red card. Should you be in that position against Everton? No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be down 1-0 and then get a red card and then have to fight your way back with a 90+5 Lewis Dunk header. But that is the situation in which they found themselves. And, in the end, you get the point out of there and you'll feel like you earned that point. You stole that point, really.
Yeah, crushing blow for Everton. Yeah. I mean, all they had to do was not give up a goal, and they gave up a goal at the death of it. I felt for them. rooting for him to get 3 points, get back on track. But yeah, that was especially 10 men. If it was 11 men, it'd be fine. But 10 men, that's tough.
Pushes their winless streak to 9 matches in a row. However, they do suddenly jump up to 15th because Brentford and Nottingham Forest both lost. So, Luton, you don't have to do much here to maybe scratch your way out of the relegation zone. I mean, you're at 20 points, 3 losses in a row. Doesn't look good. You have Villa up next. That's not great. But, Brentford and Nottingham have Chelsea and Liverpool, respectively. So, it's really tight there for that 18th spot. Even if Burnley and Sheffield aren't going to be pushing it all, I just don't think they're 7 points out of 18th and 11 points out of 17th. So I don't think that one's going to be making much of a difference. You're not going to double your point total in the last quarter of the season, essentially.
You never know. You never
know, but you kind of know. Yeah, and then we get to this is the one we both got wrong. This next one up here. Crystal Palace and Burnley did not have, obviously, a 3-0 victory for Crystal Palace in my books. Now, I didn't have a straight red in the 35th minute by Burnley either. So it was... that was the next match. Yeah, and really... I mean, it was... What was he thinking? Their goalkeeper there. Burnley's goalkeeper. A terrible, terrible decision by him to try to play the pass up to his central defender, James Trafford. Yeah. Really put Brownell in a hole there, and he got it was a deserved red. I mean, he was pulled down a man in an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, so nothing you could do. Now, it took them to the 68th minute to convert on that, which is a long time. But then in the next 10 minutes, they got 3 goals. So, they finished it off there with considerable plum.
Yeah, you felt it coming. Yeah. I mean, Burnley was just trying to hold on for the point. It didn't really feel like they ever really gave Crystal Palace a test. I mean, I think that they didn't even have any shots on target. Yeah, 0 shots on target, 2 shots total. It really felt like they were just parking the bus, trying to get something out of it. But once Crystal Palace broke through in that first goal, it was destined to be a slaughtering. And like you said, within a 10-minute span, 11-minute span, they scored 3 goals. So done and dusted. I feel bad for Burnley because it was just a self-inflicted red. There's no need for it. And that's a blow for them, but really good for Crystal Palace. I feel like Crystal Palace isn't, I don't want to say they're safe yet. They say 40 points is that safe number, but getting a win versus Burnley effectively keeps them in the Premier League, and I think they'll feel that. I think they'll feel it.
Yeah. They're now 8 points clear of Luton in 18th. So that's, I mean, 40 points you can say without consideration of what the lower teams are doing, you're safe. This season, I think you hit 30. If you can hit 30 here shortly, I think you'll be good to go, because it's not like Luton's going to suddenly change who they are. They had that bit of a swell there, the bit of the swell being 2 draws and a win. Winning, they won 3 out of 5 there in late December, early January, late December, the month of late December through late January. They won 3 out of 5, which helped them get to where they are now. But they have fallen off a bit since then. The 3-1 loss to Sheffield, I think, is going to really hit them. Just that may be the turning point back downward from there.
Yeah.
But I won't linger on Luton Town anymore because their match happened in the midweek. More appropriate to our conversation is Trap Game, Manchester United and Fulham. I think I called this one pretty good. Exciting match, this United Fulham. It was back and forth action. Now it took both sides a long time to convert on anything. with the Calvin Bassey 65th minute goal. But, Manchester United had two would have been goals if it had not been for in the 26th minute. We had our good friend there, Jedi, Anthony Robinson, with a goal line clearance on a Garnacho would-be goal. And then the goalkeeper there for Fulham saved another Garnacho goal in the 40th minute. Bernd Leno from Germany. Really good by him to keep Fulham level. And then the 65th minute goal there by Bassey, was really nice. Not quite the right super sub for you in your call out. It was Harry Maguire and not Scott McTominay. Never mind. Harry Maguire was actually in from the beginning, but still not exactly who you'd be expecting to score the goal.
Tough goal too. I mean, I feel like Leno had the ball. And then he just spills it, and it just falls literally right to Maguire's foot. So, Harry Maguire is a product of right place, right time, look really good kind of player. It was a Harry Maguire goal. He did nothing for it. He just happened to be right there. I really thought it was going to end 1-1. And then 90+7.
And then Adama Traore sighting. Streaking up the right side like I'd seen him so many times before, but this time he was able to feed it over to Iwobi. He didn't have to rely on himself to score. Good ball through to Iwobi, and he put it away deftly there in the 90+7 to give Fulham the full 3. There you go, my friend Flynn, 21. A nice win there for Fulham. Trap game indeed. I feel fully vindicated. I mean, not only did we go 5-3, I also called this one quite well. You actually had missed that one. Now, the next one was Bournemouth and Manchester City. This one, not as exciting as the United Fulham match. 1-0 victory for City, so they got that job done. But it was not a pretty win for City. Not a ton of chances. They didn't give up a ton of chances to Bournemouth, quality chances that they have in some of the previous ones. And there were some good signs from Erling Haaland. The goal that Foden got was because of Haaland making a opportunity for himself that then Foden was in the backside of play for. But it was not a great match for City. It was one of those, let's get it done, let's get it over with, we'll move on to next week.
Yeah, we really missed De Bruyne from the start. He came off the bench there at the end. There wasn't a lot of creativity in the midfield. There was Foden, but it really felt like we were waiting for Bournemouth to just give us the goal. It didn't really feel like we were creating much. And, it wasn't quite the 6-1 drubbing that I thought it was going to be. But the issue is that I meant the FA Cup midweek game was going to be 6-1.
Gotcha. Easy mistake to make.
This isn't the FA Cup recap, but I feel pretty okay with City beating Luton 6-2 in the FA Cup. Anyways, this game, you're right. At Bournemouth, we got the first goal. Bournemouth, they scared me there for a couple of minutes, but it really felt like we have the win. Like, let's just kind of save some legs, let's pass it around. It didn't really feel like we cared much at the end to go get another goal.
Yeah, the 67th minute was the real scare there, but Ederson punched the ball off the line. But that was
it was like halfway over the line.
Yeah, it was close. It was for sure close, but he managed to keep it out. Only just enough that you could win the match. And that was it. Kind of was a good encapsulation of the match itself. Like, you did just enough. Yeah. Then to a team that did more than enough. Arsenal beating Newcastle 4-1. We both thought that this would. Oh dear! You know what I've done here. You actually went 4-4. I did it again. I did it again. You said it would be a 1-1 draw for Arsenal Newcastle.
2 straight recap videos where you've given me a boosted.
No, no,
I
no,
think
no,
you're
no,
doing it on
no, no,
purpose
no, no, no.
just to really take it.
The midweek, I told you correct. You went 3-3, and I went 4-2 in the mid. Oh wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I went 5-1 in the midweek. Wow, crazy, man. But yeah, this one was never close for Arsenal. Where was this team in the Champions League is my question. Because that own goal in the 18th minute was a goal. I mean, it was an earned goal. It was just unfortunate that it ping-ponged around back there on the line and actually ended up being an own goal by Sven Botman. But the rest of the time, I never felt... It was really a consolation there in the 84th minute for Newcastle. Other than that, this was all Arsenal.
Yeah, this game really showed me that Arsenal is all in on the Premier League and not as all in on the Champions League. It kind of feels like Champions League would be cool, but even Arteta said in the post-Champions League press conference that their minds are on the Premier League. So I don't know why you would want to say that as a manager, but he said it. And I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see how they progress. But beating Newcastle, albeit a depleted, not very good Newcastle side, 4-1, still impressive.
Yeah, it was good. I really liked the run that Martinelli made to give Kai Havertz his goal was really nice. Great diagonal run on that one. And Newcastle needs to brush up on their corner kick defense. That's really what it comes down to. But not. It was, if you're an Arsenal fan, great game to watch because you looked like you're top of the table material in it. Then we go to Sunday with a match that we both got correct. Just definitely closer than we thought it would be. I had 3-0, you had 4-0. Ended up being a 1-0 victory for my Wolves against Sheffield United. With a nice Pablo Sarabia goal there in the 30th minute. It was a fantastic ball forward there by Al Nouri to find Sarabia. It was really good stuff. It's so bad for Sheffield United that there was a VAR check for a red card for a conflict between Sheffield United players. There was a little shoving match at the top of the box. I think it was soon after the Wolves goal where one of the guys almost got a red card for shoving one of his teammates. That's not a very good sign for Sheffield United going forward.
Yeah, another one. This kind of felt like the City Bournemouth game. Early goal, early in the first half. Yeah. We did our job. Let's just get out of here. Wolves had a couple of chances later on, but really it was just possessing the ball, kind of playing some defense. Sheffield had a few attacks that looked semi-dangerous, but never anything that you thought they were going to take any points away.
It was so messy that Sheffield United actually managed to get more shots on goal. Now, some of those were just like dribblers that Sa picked up, but he had some important conversions. I was really missing Kuna's speed up top. He was out for this match, and I feel like that vertical stretching kind of did hold back my Wolves a little bit. Very similar to not to the same quality, obviously, but not very similar to the Manchester City match, where at least we held on to home court, it puts us up. We're now in 8th. All of a sudden, oh no, we're in 9th because West Ham United did what they did in the next one. We were in 8th temporarily, but now we're back in 9th. Speaking of West Ham, they did end up with, this is the other one we got wrong. West Ham United figured it out against Brentford, winning 4-2 after dropping 3 in a row. And being winless in their last 6. So, listen, I'm not always a trends guy, but sometimes you look at things and you're like, they're not playing too hot. I did not expect them to have a Jared Bowen hat trick with 2 of them coming in the first 7 minutes. Got off to a firecracker of a start because it was 2-1 a quarter of an hour in.
Yeah. Yeah, really, I thought it was strange how they started off both teams really wanting to attack, both teams getting good goals. And then it was just dead until the 63rd minute, Jared Bowen getting that hat trick. At halftime, I really thought it was going to end 2-1 because the first half really ended kind of dull. Neither team looked energized. Something happened in the locker room. West Ham goes up 4-1. Wissa, 82nd minute, gets that consolation goal. But
it was a good goal, though. I mean, both the late goals there, the 69th minute by Emerson and the 82nd by Wissa, really stellar goals. Also Jared Bowen's, I think it was his second goal, right? Hold on, let me make sure. Let me get my note here. No, it was his first goal. First goal by Jared Bowen. Really nice outside of the foot in-bender on the near post. That one was really nice. A lot of good goals in this one. Emerson's long-range curler to the far upper nine. That was great. And then Wissa's kind of low strike coming through there was good as well. Started about a yard and a half, it looked like, outside of the post and curled it in. So really good goals. I mean, Brentford, there was they went back to 4-2. There's a little bit of momentum there for Brentford, but it was already the 82nd minute. And they couldn't do anything to put further pressure on West Ham.
And this was West Ham's first win of 2024.
Yeah, West Ham's first win. That reminds me, that was Fulham's first away victory since week 1.
Wow.
Yeah, so that Fulham, you've talked before about how they're kind of a home. Their best action is at home. Yeah, they had not won a match away since they beat Everton 1-0 on August 12th. So, listen, the best time to do things is now, right? So I'm sure they're happy to get that in the books. I'm happy to get... Hold on, let me go over here and just make sure that I got this. Yeah, I'll have to update that. But yeah, that brings us, like I said, I was 5-3, you were 4-4 on the match week, match day 27, bringing our totals to, I've almost converted. We'll see. I might be able to undo the badness that we did the previous match day where we both went 3-7. Might be able to sneak a 7-3 in here depending on the Chelsea Tottenham whenever it gets rescheduled. But currently 117 and 141, and you are at 112 and 146.
I'm coming.
Yeah, you are. We're trying to hold steady here is what we're trying to do. Those back-to-back weeks there in 21 and 22 where you went 3-7 2 weeks in a row, that was tough. That was tough stuff. But we look forward to the next match day on the weekend upcoming. We'll be back with another episode later this week for that. Do we want to hit our trivia for the week before we go?
Yeah, trivia question for the day is, when were the only other 2 times that Fulham has won at Old Trafford?
The only other times that Fulham has won at Old Trafford.
2 separate years.
Yeah, 2 separate years. So we're just looking for the years that Fulham has won at Old Trafford. Got to tell you, I have no idea.
You could give years or like a time span,
Okay, well then I have an era when I would guess. And I will make that guess in our next episode. Until we meet over there. What? Why don't you go ahead and grab your coffee, watch some soccer, and we'll see you on the other side. Veloma.